Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about widgets. Widgets. So we'll go back to our Tatiana's nail salon. We'll go to admin, see our dashboard. Go to edit website pages. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to add a page. So click on add a page. And this could be, like I say on the last tutorial, it could be maybe they want to show images of some of the nails that they've done, or maybe they want to have like a booking, a way for their customers to book, or maybe it could be anything, or maybe they want a page that has specials on it. It could be anything. So we're just going to call this widgets because that's what this tutorial is about. Obviously, you would not have a page called widgets. Okay, we have nothing on our page. This is our new page, widgets, and you can see that it's added into the menu up here. If we don't want it to show in the menu, we can do that and say save. Okay, we'll publish that. Now nobody has to look at it. You know what? Yeah, actually, we'll just leave it like that. Okay, so over here in widgets, this is a 1-column widget, 2-column widget, and a 3-column widget. So in here, you can see we've got 3 already. There's nothing in it. So we are going to take, just take this one. And when you're putting it down, you can see this is below the footer. So if you put this down here, it's going to show up on every single page. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to put this up here. So now we have 2 singles up here. Anyways, let's go back to widgets. If you wanted to put like a big thing of text, you would select this and just drop it in there. And then you would put your text in there. If you want to get rid of it, delete it. Okay, go to widgets. You want a heading, same thing, drop it in there, put your heading in there. If you need a button to go somewhere, you can stick it in there. You probably wouldn't put it in a single. Well, you could though, absolutely. Oh, the other thing is too, in these containers here, you can put containers in containers. So that's a single, this is a double. We can drop that right there. And now we made that into a double. And you can even keep adding. You can even put another double into this double if you want. Anyways, back to where we kind of got off. Here's a button. We're going to add a button. And this is going to have, if you watch the other tutorials, you're going to know that this is going to maintain however we set this button up. Okay. You'll see in design here, you probably don't remember, but I'll just show you really quickly. Design, style editor, just in case you didn't see it or forgot. That's where those are set up right down there. Okay. Anyways, I'll try and keep myself from getting sidetracked here. So, and that's where you select in here which one belongs there. Okay. But if you do the style editor ahead of time, this is going to look and match with the rest of your site. So the settings, this is where you're going to put, I don't know, you can type whatever you want. Nail products. And this could go to maybe you have a supplier, maybe you have another website or whatever where you have nail products. That's where you put that URL that goes in there. You can also go to one of the existing pages that's on here already. Obviously, you don't have all these pages, but you could go to one of these existing pages that you have. And that's probably really all we need to talk about that. There is other things you can do with that, but so we're going to get rid of that. Oh, the other thing too is on all these widgets, to make your life easy, they have a cloning option. So let's say you needed to make 4 of these buttons, say. Um, you can clone this entire thing if you want. You can clone this whole thing. The other thing you can do is you can drag all this stuff around to wherever you want it. So let's say we're going to drag this up into here. So now we got a button there and a button there. Obviously, you would have to go in there and uh, edit the name, and you'd have to edit the link, but it's still quicker. And then you can just clone this one button if you want, and it'll come down there. It'll be exactly the same as that one. And then you can sorry, you can drag this button wherever you want. Drop it there if you want. Or another thing you can do is you can clone this entire row, and it'll make it. Obviously, you're gonna have to go in there and change the name on the button. You're also gonna have to change the link. So we're gonna delete that. And we're going to delete this. And then we're just going to delete this button. You see the difference of what I'm doing? This here deletes the whole thing. This here goes on the actual widget that's inside the container. We'll delete that. Okay, that's it for buttons. We're going quick. If you have a list of links, different URLs that you want to have your customers or your people that come to your website be able to get to, you can just drop that in there. Show you really quickly. You give it a title, and then you decide what the links are. So this has links already in it. That has all the main navigation. You can delete that. And then it'll say no contact or no content. List the links, and then you can just add a link. Okay. You do that, or you could do buttons. They would both basically do the same thing. All right, let's get rid of that widget. Moving along, forms. If you put in a form, it's going to automatically, by default, have these in there, but you can still get rid of them. So in this form has the first name, last name, email, subject, and message. The only thing I will tell you is that for some reason, this is like, it's really close to the bottom, at least on my computer, and I try and pull it up. Well, I guess it does come up. Anyways, so I'm going to just show you a couple of other options that you can use with the form, because all these are just all text. And you see that little star there? The reason why that star is there is because I will just show you in the subject one, for example. Oh, I almost deleted it. Show you the one in the subject. That's where the label goes for it. You can put a description in there. And then if this is check marked, you're going to see that star, and that means that they can't submit this form unless you unless they fill that subject line out. All right. So I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to move this up. See, now I can't get down there. So I just sort of move my mouse up here. Anyways, we're going to add one. And these are your different options for the form. So you can just have a text, what this is, text area, which is probably what this is. Select, that's one we're going to talk about. Checkbox, so you could have multiple options and they have to check them. Your email, date, these are all whatever. So all the different options. But we're going to use this select one. And so we'll keep the name as select and we'll say it has to be required. And we'll put in here, well, it doesn't really matter. You put whatever you want in there. You could be, you're asking the person on the website a question and they have to give you a specific answer and they have to select one of the choices. So we'll leave it like that. Okay, now we have an extra one down here. You can't see it, but it's there. I'll just show you. See, now we have an extra one, and it has pull down with as the option 1, option 2. So this move this a little bit. Oh, I thought it was I didn't name it correctly. This was subject. I'm going to leave that for a second and delete this one first because I don't know if you're allowed to have the same name or not. And then to move that, so we get it back in there, we'll figure this again and change this to subject. And you can put your description in there. Like, why are you messaging me? Or whatever. Anyway, so we'll move this up back to where that one was. Actually, we'll put it here. Name, now it has name, subject, with the 2 options, email and a message. Okay. And I know I'm going fast. We'll save that. Okay, and let's get rid of that widget. All right, moving along quickly. In here, probably the only 2 that you're possibly going to use, and probably is just going to be 1. In this particular example, there's no store in it, so we'll just drag that into here somewhere. So, and we have no products, but if if you did have you had a decorated or some decorated products in there, they would automatically show up there. Okay. And then you would select whatever category, or you can select them all. You can do a lot more in here, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. We are going to delete this. Okay, carrying on with widgets quickly. So as you saw, if you saw when we originally made this website, this was the image widget where we stuck the hair salon stuff. You can put your images, upload them there, make sure they're a decent size, at least 300 dpi, 3600 by 3600, or you can go in here and select one from an online place, but these are copyright free. So this is not a hair salon, this is a nail salon, right? Nail salon, and then you can select an image and stick it in there. And there you go. And then you can change the size, whatever you want. Okay. and we're going to delete that. Okay, moving right along. If you have videos, you can do the same thing. Um, it'll be a YouTube video. Stick it in there, and it asks you for the URL of the YouTube video, and you just stick it in there. And these are some of your options. Delete that. What other widgets may you use? You could put an image gallery in. You could put a slider in. I'll just quickly show you a slider. Basically, a slider is one of these containers, and you decide on how many you have. You can have like 4 or 2 or whatever you want. Carousel, you're going to have more than one, obviously. And then in each of these, you stick a widget. So usually you would stick a picture in here. Here you can select the background, if it has a background or no background. So in this particular case, it's we have a black background. So if we wanted to match, we could select black. Say OK. Now you don't see it. And then we go back into widgets. And let's say we want to make this a carousel of images. Just drag the image widget and make sure your pictures look, they don't have to, but I try and make them look relatively the same. Again, you can select the size and put the image name there. And then, so that's slide number 1. Go to slide number 2. You got to do the same thing. Make it black and put in another picture. And you just keep going like that. That way you can, and this will automatically change. So there's the original picture. There's the another picture that we put in there. And this will automatically flip, and you can decide inside these settings here, slider settings. There's a couple things actually I should tell you about in here. In the design, you can change the arrows. So because we have a black background and now we have black arrows, you can change the arrow size. You can change the color. Let's make it white. Now you can see it now. Couldn't see it before. Keep that in mind when you're, whatever your picture color your pictures are, so the arrows don't get mashed in there. And you can also show the background of the arrow, which does help sometimes. And so we can make this a black. Now you can see it. You definitely can see that. So there's a bunch of things you can do here, and I'm not going to go through all of them. I just wanted, this is just a real quick. You can change the style of the button. Whatever you want there. Here's where you change the amount of time that it takes to flip through each slide. Okay, that's all we're going to talk about that. I'm going to delete that. Nope. I just deleted one picture. I didn't delete the whole widget. There we go. All right, do we have any more that we need to talk about? Galleries, very similar. And you can put a map in there. And that's probably all I want to talk about, I think. There is a few other here where you might want to put in here, like your, your social network links. Um, and this here, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but if you, for whatever example, you want to put in, say you have a calendar, or you use Google Calendar to get like for booking or whatever, this is what you would stick in there. So you'd stick that in there. You would get your um, they'll give you the HTML code to go in here, and then you just copy and paste it. But so we'll talk about that. Other than that, each of those widgets have their own settings inside them. You kind of got to go through them. But that is the basics on these widgets. So hopefully that helps.